Hi, everybody. Bryfry's Cool Tracks, episode 17. The artist is Joe Walsh. The album is But Seriously, Folks. The song is Secondhand Store, second cut off the album. This album came out in 1978. I got turned on to this through the Eagles' Long Run album. I really, really liked Joe Walsh's stuff, and particularly In the City, which was on that album. And I realized that this guy had a lot of solo stuff as well, and so I picked this thing up, and I was not disappointed. I mean, "Life's Been Good" is the big hit off of this album, the studio version, and obviously that got massive airplay, for 8 minute song, and then later on he did a live recording of it, which was very popular as well. But this album is it's so great. It's literally got, it's produced by and engineered by Bill Szymczyk. Now, Bill Szymczyk has been a longtime collaborator with Joe Walsh, going all the way back to the late 60s, early 70s, and, did all his stuff, really. Every one of his solo albums, even going back to the James Gang. This guy... he's done stuff for B.B. King, the Eagles, Outlaws, Jay Giles, Edgar Winter, Rick Derringer, Elvin Bishop. He did Bob Seger's Against the Wind album, which came out in '79 or '80, and that was massively huge. And so this guy's got, he's definitely got an ear, and he's got a particular sound that he really drives. He was the driving force behind getting Joe Walsh into the Eagles, and kind of give the Eagles a little bit of more of a rock sound. Up to 1974, 75, the Eagles were basically like a southern rock, band, and but they didn't have that hard edge, like some other southern rock bands, but like Skynyrd or whatever. So when the Eagles' Hotel California album came out, which he did, he brought in Joe Walsh, and it changed the Eagles forever from that point on. It really infused this whole rock edge to their songs, and to conceptually as what they were doing, again, it's just so many connections between Joe Walsh and Bill Szymczyk and the Eagles, and the players on these albums. Jay Ferguson, for instance, plays keyboards on this album. Big hit for him was Thunder Island. And again, Jay was in the band Spirit, and left that, and then made these connections, with Joe and Bill, and next thing you know, he's doing his own thing, and then Bill produced his stuff separately, and the tentacles that reach out away from this Bill Szymczyk is just incredible. For instance, Willie Weeks, he's the bass player on this album. He's played with Clapton and Harrison and Etta James to Vince Gill and dozens and dozens of other people. He's just a prolific, studio bass player that people pick them up, and he's just phenomenal bass player. And he's on this album, and he just. It's so tastefully done in every aspect. Joe Vitale is the drummer. Again, a long time collaborator with Joe Walsh. Those guys go all the way back to the '60s. They've been friends for a long time. Joe is a great singer as well. He does a lot of the background vocals on his stuff. And co-writer as well. He wrote some stuff with Joe. A piece, a song made it to the Eagles' Hotel California album, Pretty Maids All in a Row. And Joe's drumming style fits him perfectly. Bill Szymczyk creates this very particular sound to the drums, very dry. Which was very common back then, but it's just the way he engineers it, and it's very unique, and it fits with Joe perfectly with his guitar style. Joe Mercuria as a second guitar player on this album. He's played with Ferguson as well, and Andy Gibbs, and so many other people, and so the talent is in this album is just incredible, as well as just about everybody from the Eagles is playing on this album. In this particular cut, Glenn Frey is doing the pedal steel, which actually I never really knew he played pedal steel like this, and he's playing the pedal steel on this particular cut, which is terrific. Don Henley and Timothy B. Schmidt are all, they sing background vocals, not on this particular cut, but on other stuff on this album. So there's a lot of collaboration going on here, and they must have been working on this one and working on the Long Run album, which came out not that long after this. So these guys were probably all doing all this stuff together in the studio at different times. But so that's why a lot of the collaboration was probably going on. But anyway, I love this song. I love the lyric. I love the vibe that it has. It really kind of spoke to me at the time. It still does. And Joe is quite good at that. He's in creating an emotion or a feeling. If you're truly a great artist, that's what they do, and so he draws me in with, the lyric, and his guitar playing, of course, is, I mean, everybody knows Rocky Mountain Way, and so anyway, here we go. Check this out. Love how it just came in with that. Isn't that steel?
You lost your color when you painted the town, painting by the numbers. Headed for the lobby, but you never came down. Is it any wonder? End up sitting in a second-hand store on display in a window. Wind up sitting in the bottom of the drawer. Any way the wind blows. So you burned your bridges and headed downstream. Never know until you try. Spend your fortune on the riverboat queen. The river ran dry. End up sitting on a sandbar, down to a handful of treasure. Another shot of gold won't get you very far when you got forever. Any way the wind blows, any way the wind blows, any way the wind.
Love that. Cut that last word off.
So you keep on following directions until pretty soon you pass it. Guess you should've known better, and still it was fun while it lasted. End up sitting in a second-hand store on display in a window. Wind up sitting in the bottom of a drawer. Any way the wind blows, any way the wind blows, any way the wind blows, any way the wind blows. Anywhere the wind blows, anywhere the wind blows.
Now wait. You think they're done? Ha 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 ha. double fade out. Oh, missed it. So that was pretty cool. I love when they do stuff like that. It doesn't happen all the time, but it was kind of a somewhat popular thing. Sometimes they would fade out and then come back in and then fade back out. So that was always pretty clever. And or sometimes they'd have these really long pauses, after what you think the song has ended, and 30 seconds later, you can still see it counting down, and then all of a sudden it fades back in again, and then you get like another minute of the song. So that's pretty clever stuff. Engineers and producers do crazy things like that just to, mess with the listener a little bit. But such a great song. I just love his vocal. I can sing it. It's sort of right in my wheelhouse, and just. He has his ability to, especially his solo albums, not so much the stuff they did with the James Gang or anything like that, but it's just his solo albums is the way the songs are written. They're very emotional songs, and you can tell that he pours a lot of himself into it, and like. On this album, Life's Been Good, he was once asked, how funny the song was, and he looked at the person, the interviewer, and said, "What are you, nuts?" He goes, "This is not a funny song at all, and this is a sad song. This is, not." It wasn't, written to be funny. It was written, to be, to show how sad the life of a musician is, can be, with drugs and alcohol and destroying rooms and he was invoking this thing where, everybody loves him. Life's been great. I'm going to drive my Maserati and crash it and whatever and ride in limousines and tear up hotel rooms, but it wasn't meant to be funny. It was just a testament to what what was going on in his life at the time, and how devastatingly sad it was that he was in this state. Even though people were adoring him, he was lonely and broken, and that's what the song was really about. And he's an interesting fellow. Even today, he's very eccentric. If you ever get a chance, check out Daryl's House. It's a little video thing that he does. Daryl Hall, and if you can find the episode where Joe Walsh comes on, it is fabulous. This guy can still play and still sing and just knocks it out, man. It's a really great episode if you ever get a chance. So catch you later.